wandering on the beach. The ocean sprays, the birds speak. We look inside and rise in peace, eyes open to realize hope as we walk in beauty wherever the path leads. Creator is guiding me on this journey. That's all I need. Warmth beneath my feet as I look into the skies. Tears fill my eyes, and love fills my mind. The drum sounding so astounding, heart pounding with relief. Ears open to catch the lessons, 5 fingers counting my blessings. I believe with time and effort, we can achieve.
Good morning, everybody. What's going on? It's Dan and Rhino
morning,
again
everybody.
for our 7th episode here of Coffee Time with Dan and Rhino. And thank you guys for joining us today. We already got a few people in here. What's going on, Karen? Shannon, how you doing? Mike, what's going on? Hope everybody's having a beautiful Sunday morning.
Coffee and coffee. Hope you all are having a wonderful morning. Hi, Shannon. How you doing, sweetheart? Hi, Karen. Hey, Mike. Cheers, everybody.
Get a few more. Oh, what did I just do? I'm going to get a hashtag going here. We're going to give away a bottle of Lion's Mane like always here. And I got a few more tags to get going. But today we're going to talk about some inner healing and basically just talk about how you can heal yourself every day of your life. Become more aware of your past, heal from your past, and become more happy and content in life. That's what we're kind of going to talk about today. Rhino disappeared on me. But again, let me get this hashtag going here.
I guess when you turn the camera off, it shoots you back to the background.
Huh.
I was coughing. I had snot fly out my nose. I didn't want everybody to. Nicole, hi, Natasha. Hi, twins. How you doing? Thank you, Shannon. Much love.
And there we go. Let me change it up.
We're good, Christina. How are you this morning?
The Lion's Mane.
The Lion's Mane.
And we had a decent market yesterday. I went to the farmer's market yesterday for the first time in 2-3 weeks. It was kind of a dead market, but I think I did very well for the amount of people that came through. So I wasn't disappointed. It's just the place needs to do a better job of trying to bring people in. So But I hope everybody else's Saturday went awesome as well. It was a beautiful day out.
Getting hot and cold flashes. I think I'm going through menopause.
It must be the weed. The jump park with the kid.
Well, I smoked a joint this morning with Shannon. We sat there and both did it for a while and had a morning coffee and coffee. So I'm a little bit stoned.
I'm a little bit high on the coffee.
I think it's time for a dab, though, to be honest with you.
Do.
Speaking of healing, spiritual, inner healing. If I can't say Ticonderoga.
I'm gonna tag a few more people in here. Give me a second.
Yabba dabba do, y'all.
There he is. That's weird from Papa.
Smoking on some gelato breath from the Brooklyn boys this morning. And then some snowball fight, which is a tarantula.
Sounds delicious. I'm still waiting on my card from Brooklyn Boys, which is not the Brooklyn Boys' fault that it's not here. It's the Postal Service because they shipped it out. Should have been here Friday, and now we're 3 days later. It's still not here.
I swear, Central Illinois is like the fucking triangle, Bermuda Triangle of mail.
Right?
But it does show up eventually. What up, JD?
2 tags in there.
JD's on another app.
On what?
On another app. I'm on the factory. I'm trying to do some testing on there.
Oh, nice.
So hear me talking to my phone every once in a while. So I'm testing on that factory app, seeing how it works and seeing the quirks and stuff like that.
Yeah, we're live over on Instagram too today.
Yep, live on Instagram. Misfit Island, Dan Rhino, the Rumination Project, Dan Bear. Look, we're all over the place. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Helene. What up, Jane? How are you awesome, amazing people doing this morning? Hi, Dolores.
Tagging a few more there. There we go. I got just tagged about 30 names there. So if you're already in here and I tagged you, I apologize.
I hit my at followers.
I did that too, but it doesn't work as well when you specifically tag somebody, I think.
A little reggae music in the background for a nice calm morning vibe. Thanks for all the tags, guys. Appreciate it.
Hit that Lion's Mane, the Lion's Mane hashtag too. We got 8 people in that. We're going to give away a full bottle of Lion's Mane. And, talk a little bit about inner healing too.
About spiritual inner healing,
which is something I started almost 3.5 years ago when I first did my first dose of magic mushrooms.
Dan, I'm going to decline your post to the island because I'm streaming. I'm already streaming.
I figured you guys did that last week. That's why.
Yeah.
It's just fine. Anybody else we streamed any groups, if we double stream, then just delete one of ours.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not going to take
offense. If you don't want it on there, just delete it, period. Yeah.
All right. But most of the groups I shared to, I think it's okay to share to by now. But
yeah, I try not to share it to nobody I don't have permission to or talk to and support on a regular basis.
But yeah, my inner healing started with my first psychedelic mushroom trip, and it sent me down an awakening where I'm a completely different person than I was then. I have different beliefs. I have a different purpose in life. I literally, everything that about me is really changed a lot because I began to heal. And it's really hard to do in today's society to heal, because a lot of times, crying or being weak is considered, a weak thing. But you have to heal your past in order to, embrace the future.
I guess mine started whenever I put the shovel down and quit digging that fucking hole I was in, and started changing my ways, and made that decision to stop living the way I was living. It's been a hell of a journey the past 10 years, I'll tell you. And I'm still just now getting into the more of the spiritual aspect of it in the past year. And since I've met Dan, and it's amazing, just learning all the different tricks and stuff that I can to get into my spiritual inner side, and to work on that and see some things. Sometimes it's a little scary, but sometimes you got to embrace that suck and just go through it. And like I've heard, if you're going through hell, keep going. There's another side to get there.
Yeah. For instance, our ego is something that is part of the inner healing, and especially if you deal with bipolar like I do, you kind of have a loud ego, this loud voice in your head that never really shuts up. But part of the inner healing is trying to understand that voice and kind of change it to something else. And that's what I've been trying to do, because I can't eliminate the voice in my head. It's I have bipolar. It's just something that you deal with it, and I know other people, deal with it as well.
Absolutely.
A lot of inner healing is shutting that voice up, or quieting it, or understanding it.
This right here, I like this. Hey, Josh, got to start making it better for it to be better. The inner work is the key. Yeah, action, willingness or intention without action is still fantasy. If I'm still sitting there bitching and whining about how I feel and not doing nothing about it, well, that's because I'm not doing nothing about it. Got to take that action. And it's hard sometimes, to take that initial step. I get it. And but sometimes, like I said, we got to embrace that suck. I know that getting started is going to suck, but it's going to feel better once I get going.
And I didn't mention this, but a lot of these subjects we actually talk about are subjects that I picked because there's stuff that I need to work on myself. I actually don't pick a lot of this stuff because I know everything about it. These are actually items that I'm working on myself. And inner healing is something that you do your whole life. I don't think it ever stops. I really don't. I think that you have to navigate life and constantly let go of the past in order to embrace the future.
Absolutely. I got a sticker I got here the other day. It says, "Dear past, thank you for the lessons. Dear future, I am ready." I'm going to put that on my phone.
I think there's a point
where Happy St. Patty's Day, everybody.
Yeah, happy St. Patty's Day. I think there's a point where inner healing becomes a lot less of a thing. Like 2 years ago, I was really into doing the mushroom trips, inner healing, and now I'm more about embracing life and actually finding happiness.
And that's the thing right there, I believe, is, the mushrooms, it's, of course, for me, it's a continuous, microdose here and there thing, but I don't necessarily have to always go to them hero doses and stuff like that. The microdoses to go along with it, the focus is a lot better. But whenever I don't necessarily need to go, like if there's something I need to work on and have an intention, then I will take a hero dose and I will go in there with an intentional question. I will deal with that, find out what I need to deal with, and then deal with it on my own. Because, medicine of any sort is just part of the solution. There's no one pill cures all, magical pill thing. I wish there was, but There's not, so we have to work on ourselves, well, like Josh says, working on our inner selves, is where it starts.
And it's a constant thing. Like today I have a whole bunch of credits on my Audible book. So I was thinking of what to read now, and I'm trying to work on my very weakest skill that I have, and that's the ability to listen. I absolutely suck at listening, and I realize that I do. So it's a skill that I'm trying to work on and become better at.
Try to find something on mindful listening. There might have to be something on that, because there's a lot, or just mindfulness, period. Just the fact that there's mindfulness books out there, because mindfulness is thinking about something without judgment in the present moment on purpose. And, and for me, sometimes that's sitting back, you know, even if I have to go like this and hold my mouth shut, you know, sometimes I'll sit there. It's hard for me not to interrupt because, you know, with ADHD or bipolar, we like to get out there and say it.
I found that book.
Yeah, there you go. And a lot of times we listen to respond rather than listen to understand.
It's got really good ratings. I read through the ratings and everybody said this is a book that everybody needs to read. I kept seeing that throughout the book.
Yeah, it sounds like a good one. Morning, Mama Rochi.
Some of those skills are hard to work on because you're like, well, how do I become a better listener? And I'm like, I have no effing idea how to become a better listener. So sometimes those books are helpful in achieving those skills and using the skills you already have to become a better listener. I feel you, Misty, there. I've actually conquered that very well.
Yes, Christina, if you want to message me a little bit later, I can help you with that. But there's a video I put out to top a plant. If you top it, it'll go out instead of up.
Morning, Crystal. How you doing?
Mama Rochi. If you guys don't know Master Rochi's beard oil, go try it, guys. It's wonderful. I love it.
Also, I was talking about that other book this morning. This is also an amazing book, Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey. I haven't listened to the whole thing, but I'm about halfway through it, and I just like listening to Matthew McConaughey's voice. But he's so blunt in the book. He cusses a lot, and he tells the story of his life. But that's also an awesome book.
I heard that.
He kind of explains how life's full of green lights, yellow lights, and red lights, and he kind of explains what those things are and how to, go through life with that approach. It's really interesting.
Oh yeah, learning not to absorb everyone else's negativity. I'm an empath myself, and it's hard sometimes. We just suck up that energy. That's why it's important for me to take care of myself, because if I don't, then all that empath or whatever you call it, all them feelings, it'll overwhelm me.
Right.
Morning, Janet.
Morning, Janet.
Morning, Griff.
Morning, Jim.
Morning, Wayne.
Listening is important, especially when you're trying to break into a safe. I wouldn't have listened. I wouldn't have thought of that, Wayne. That's why we have you here, to make me think about that. So I'm like, yeah, you're right.
Absolutely, Christina. Go ahead and send me a message or a friend request. I will, if we're not friends already, and I will definitely help you out. I can't wait for that beard butter, Mama Rochi.
I wish I had a beard
I'll
to try
promote it like I do beard oil.
But this is about the longest my beard gets. It's gonna get shaved today. The listening, Wayne, I think a lot of the parents can't even listen well. So
yeah, and that's listening to understand rather than listening to respond. It's a big important thing. Hey, Sean, what's up, buddy?
I used to be a better listener in my 20s, but I don't think that was because of alcohol. I think alcohol made me a better listener. Now I don't have that substance anymore to lean on.
Yeah.
Alcohol made me fun to be around, and I was fun, and I was a good listener then, but just because of the alcohol. Get that beard oil.
If you ordered some and it didn't come in the mail, Wayne, just get a hold of them and they'll take care of it, buddy.
If you don't get it come in the mail, they probably got it stolen.
I'm glad you said that, Wayne, because that's a big part of it. I know a lot of times people get upset and stuff over text messages and stuff, but I try not to, and I try not to get into it, because you don't see tone of voice, you don't hear tone of voice, you don't see body language, you don't see facial expressions, you can't read the body, because sometimes, somebody saying fuck you could mean two different things. It could mean, hey, fuck you, motherfucker. Or it could mean fuck you, you son of a bitch, in a joking way, so It's all the content. Taking text out of context happens a lot, and it causes drama. Yes, that does too. That's why I don't have it no more. Oh, no shit. Fucking.
Morning, Kathleen. What happened?
Morning, Kathleen.
Hey, Jeremy. How you doing? I hope you're doing well, Jeremy. Health is a lot better. And,
you're welcome, Chuck. I love that's one of my favorite the autobiography in 5 different chapters. It's fucking awesome, and I used to have it in my office up in a placard. I need to put it back up so I can see it because it's a good reminder. Yeah, like Wayne, when you say stuff to me, I can hear your voice. When Dan does, I can hear his voice. Shannon.
It just happened right now. I just read Wayne's message in my head.
Yeah, I know. It's weird. Boom, you sexy piece. What's up, sweet cheeks? How's Gabe doing this morning? Natasha says, good morning. Natasha, if you guys don't know the twins, they're awesome people too. The twins, Natasha and Nicole. All right, Shannon, much love, sweetheart. You have a wonderful day and go kick its ass. I know you will.
I enjoyed the weather too today because it's going to get cold again. They got a short cold front moving in.
It's supposed to be cold here today, 45 or so.
Let me look. Oh, you're right. It is supposed to be cold today. And 44. I thought it was going to be the 60s one more day, but apparently it's a little chilly. But it comes back Tuesday. It's a very short-lived cold front, so Tuesday's high of 64.
I'll be right back. I got to talk to the screen for a minute.
Talk to the screen? Well, Sherry, it is that time of the year. And you never know what the weather's going to be. It could be cold and it could be really hot. And it could rain a lot. But it's going to be cold on Monday. And I'm a proper project manager for a roofing company, so it's going to be a little bit chilly tomorrow to do some roofing, but nothing we can't handle. Just have to wear a little bit of long underwear. What's going on, Sandra? How you doing? We got 28 people in the house, 29. If all of you could as well, hit that reaction button as well. Hit that love. And let's spread some positivity today. Got that lion's mane hashtag as well. And then we're going to give away crystal. I'll try to find a green crystal. But yeah, we'll give away 2 prizes today, 2 giveaways. Hit that hashtag for that full month's supply of lion's mane from Great River Mushrooms. Make sure you go follow the page too. Great River Mushrooms Facebook page.
Oh, pretty. Peace lilies.
I would appreciate it. Needs a
Sherry Botcher says, yeah, I know Oklahoma weather's bipolar. Yeah, Illinois too. Oh my God.
Yeah, we'll have to see how the plants react to this cold snap, because I've already seen some plants coming up that usually don't come up until April. But I always say that nature knows more than I do. So nature be nature. I'm sure this has happened in the past where we've had warm winters. Plants come up early and then they end up dying because of the late frost.
Ooh, just got chill.
But I even saw some of my annuals coming. I can't remember what they're called. Why can't I remember? But they grow up in the early spring and then they make these big blooms in the late fall twice usually.
Perennials?
Yeah, it's a one.
Perennials, but
it's very popular because they're so easy to grow and they're resilient plants. You don't have to water them that much. Hostas. That's what I'm thinking of. Hostas. My hostas are already coming up. I just saw them yesterday. They're about two inches coming out of the ground now. But I have a whole bunch in the front of my house of them. I'm gonna make sure I'm digging to the right. It's a hosta. They're actually seducer hostas. That's the same picture there. That's the hostas in front of my house. Seducer hostas. They've actually been there since I lived in my house.
Peonies, that's the word I was looking for, Missy. Thank you.
Yeah, when I first bought my house, my mom did the gardening or the landscaping as a gift. And those plants have come up every single year. They're beautiful. Even when you get brutal summers where there's not a lot of rain, they still do look great. Got a bunch of flowers, but I don't know what they are. They just all look pretty. And all you gotta do is just water them and give them sun, really. Yeah, Missy, they're hard to kill, hostas.
Yeah, same here, Thunder. We're getting ready to do some cleaning, get ready for our move, and lots of it to do. Patty's already been on it, and that's one of the things I'm going to do today. You know, we talk about spiritual and spirituality. I seen this meme about the difference between religion and spirituality, because there's a difference. It says religion is a belief in someone else's experience. Spirituality is having your own experience. By Deepak Chopra. He's a guru and a yogi. But that's the thing for me, you know, is living spirituality is the things that give me meaning and purpose in life, you know, for me, you know, and then my spirituality is what keeps me going good so I can be there for myself and others, you know. Religion is just can be a part of that, you know. I'm more of a spiritual person, not religious. Perry Walters, what's going on?
That sounds fun, Karen. Treasure hunt. My brother has a metal detector, and he does scuba diving. So my brother is a certified scuba diver now, and he scuba dives with metal detectors. And where he can around here, everything's once you go down, you can't see 6 inches in front of you, so everything's so muddy.
I have a buddy of mine, Justin Smith. He does mining and stuff, and out in Oregon and stuff. He was just talking about getting himself a magnet, you know, one of the big magnets you tie on the end of a rope and throw out in a river or lake and magnet fish. Yeah. And man, some of them guys I see on YouTube, they come up with a lot of treasures. Yeah. You know,
my brother has one too, but they're strong magnets. Like those magnets are hardcore. He just throws it out and we drag it along the bottom and pull it up and see if anything pops up. I mean, you never know. You might find like a 300-year-old coin or something that could be worth a lot of money, or a diamond ring. That's another thing. Somebody's diamond ring. It's been in there for a long time or something.
Roach, you're so awesome. You just show love everywhere. You are like the community mama, and we love you.
Appreciate it, Crystal.
I love people. We got to spend. Wayne had his birthday party, and we sat backstage with the Roachies and a few of us on the island, and some people that Wayne invited. And it was good. We just sat there, and it was like we were all sitting around a table playing cards. But the Roachies had a card game we played, just reading things off, but it was fun. We got to sit back and got to know each other a little bit better, and it's always fun to hang out with people.
Sure. I was there for a little bit, but I had to go because I was tired.
Yeah.
Lots of fishing stuff. Yep, that's probably a lot of fishing hooks.
Right.
Once in a while, that big YouTube guy who does that, he finds weapons, and then he accidentally finds guns sometimes. Magnet hunting. Especially if you're in a metropolitan river, guarantee you there are weapons that were thrown into the river that were used as crimes.
That's funny, Missy. When you said a golden Easter egg hunt, I thought you meant golfing, because guys go looking out in the woods for fucking balls.
Yeah.
Orpheus, I'm Russ the Rhino. I've seen you in the comments before. How you doing?
I appreciate it, Orpheus. We got our
I know,
coffee.
Wayne is awesome. That was a good time. We need to do it again sometime, Mama Rochi. Dan's drinking wine in the morning? What? No, that's coffee.
That's how I make my coffee. I use the old gravity method. This thing has a thing on top. I can't remember what this is called, but it's the cleanest way to make your coffee because you don't have to use a machine. But I'm gonna get a siphon machine. That looks like an interesting way to make coffee. It uses a different thing, but it's supposedly the cleanest, most effective way to make your coffee.
If you're not sure how to do it that way, talk to Wayne. He's made coffee in any way you could think of, probably even out of a sock.
Well, they sell them on Amazon. They're just kind of pricey. They're like $100, but it's this whole glass thing, and it uses some kind of siphoning to filter the coffee. You have the best cup of water or coffee you ever have.
As long as it's warm or hot, I'm good.
Right.
Preferably hot. French press, yeah, I've heard that was good too. Actually, I think I've had that before. I had this was a sober house. I had a guy that was living here that used to make French press every day, and I tried it once. It's pretty good. I just preferred the coffee pot. Just stick it in there and walk away and come back a little bit. Oh wow. No shit, Karen. That is awesome. Yeah, and that guy that I seen that finds the guns and ammo, that's the first thing he does.
So you should get a reward. I hope you did.
Yeah, really. Illinois, you might get Crime Stoppers.
Yeah,
pay off.
It's $1,000 up to $1,000.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. Hey, coffee.
You just saved a lot of detective time. You probably just saved the state tens of thousands of dollars. And police time when you help give them something like that can solve a crime.
Excuse me. Yeah, those are all, and those are good things, like I'm talking about. Get things that give us meaning and purpose, going out and doing stuff. Going out, like, I went golfing yesterday. It was the second time I went this year. I suffer a little the next day from it, but it gets me out there and gets me loosened up a little bit because, there's not a whole lot of heavy induced activities or exercise that I can do, and golf's one of them I can do. It's not real strenuous. You let the club do the work, and you get in the golf cart and drive to your ball. But you walk out to the club, or to your ball and stuff like that. So there's exercise there, but just not overwhelming. So I like it. That's a good way to ease into the summer, ease out of the winter into the summer.
What's up, Pothead friends? Lynn and Tim.
Pothead 18 and 17, and hi Hollycat 18.5.
I feel like I just shipped a package to you, Lynn. Let me look.
Yeah, the one I sent to the post office. I just thought of something, guys. I took it to the post office, and I don't know if they have a UPS pickup there, or because it's a UPS label, not a USPS. So that might have been my fuck up, and I apologize.
It's in, I think it's in St. Louis, Lynn, and it'll be on its way.
Stoner moment, stoner move. Sorry. I will get that damn thing to you guys one of these days. I'll take it down tomorrow to Taylorville to the UPS. Damn, now it makes sense. Cheat me out back, that's awesome. She knows my voice. Number 316 in the house. Right on, Jeremy, that's a good number. God bless, brother. Cheers. I used to try to pick a few different numbers whenever I go, like if somebody tags me in a giveaway or something, pick a number and tag a couple people. A lot of times now I'll put my number 223, my pothead number. Before it was, I also used 519, which is me and Patty's anniversary, which is also funny because when I was a kid, like 3rd, 4th grade, I lived on a street, Mary Jane Street, and the number was 519. So that's a significant number in my life. So I use that one. 363, the old Union local Boilermakers I used to work out of. Then I love my 11, 111, and 13. Then 1013, because that's my birth or anniversary, sobriety date. So yeah, country boy bought us some hats. Mine's a little too big. I need to either get here.
I mean, I guess I have to put it on so I can have some green on today.
But I need to wash. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll wash it.
I'm going to wear this today. I should wear this when I go trout fishing in Bennett Springs, Missouri. All the other fishermen will look at me like, who the hell's this pothead over here trout fishing? I don't know if anybody's ever been to Bennett Springs, but they actually produce the fish there. They release them to the stream. I'm sure it'll be close to where you live, Ross. If you move to Missouri, Bennett Springs will be pretty close to you. But it's the spring that the groundwater, the spring bubbles out of the ground, like straight up this shaft. You could actually go watch it bubble out of the ground, this cold water spring, and it feeds the stream where they put all these trout in. So during during the season when it's really, really busy, the whole river is full of fishermen. You only have like 5 feet on each side of you. But every single fisherman will reach his trout limit of 5 because there's so many trout in this river. But awesome place to fish. It's kind of crazy when you're in the middle of the season though, and you see all these fishermen just on this half-mile stretch of river.
I can't wait to go trout fishing, and I want to try fly fishing. And oh man, I just see. When I was drinking, all I did was catfish because you could throw the pole out there, stick it in a fucking holder, put a bell on it, and sit there and drink. If you passed out, the bell will wake you up. But when I got sober, I started bass fishing. And once I caught a couple bass, what really hooked me was I caught 2 on one lure. And I was like, fuck, I love it, and I just love that fighting that fish, And so now I'm looking forward to getting into different fishing, and it's just going to be awesome.
That's where I learned to do. I can't think of the fishing pole. Why can't I think of it? Ross, what kind of fishing pole where you throw it out? You don't reel it in. Fly fishing. Sorry.
Oh yeah, fly fishing.
I learned it when I was about 10 years old. My stepdad taught me to fly fish at Bennett Springs. It's actually really easy to learn. You can learn it in about 5 minutes.
That's what I want to learn.
When you have, only 5 feet to fish beside you, you can't use your normal pole casting because you're going to hit another fisherman.
Wow, that's nice, Sherry. Hell yeah. Let me see. Dan Baird's page. There's 5 on my page, Lynn, and there's most everybody's on Dan's page.
We got 30 people in the house.
But yeah.
Don't forget to hit the hashtag the lines man giving away a bottle.
Hit the reaction button, Lynn, on your way out if you could.
I think Lynn, you won something last week. That's what I was saying. Your package is on the way. Somebody gifted it to you, I think, if I remember right.
Now that right there is giving back to nature. Taking what you need and leaving the rest. Because at the end of the day, guys, the little ones, they get bigger and they can feed you more. So you catch a couple big ones rather than a bunch of little ones. There you go. Good job, Sherry.
Another way to get big fish is to restock it with about 2,000 black-headed minnows. That'll get you some trophy fish.
Oh yeah, we used to catch a record stripe. Not me, but Illinois had the record striper a lot of years over at Lake Sandcrest right by me.
Yeah, I used to do a lot of research on how to get a big bass or bigger fish in your pond because I was trying to get my stepdad to do it. And
Hi, Jeremy.
Adding 2,000 to 5,000, black-headed minnows and letting them establish home is really good for the pond. You get some trophy bass in there.
Good morning, Griff. How you doing, brother? Hope you're doing well this morning, my friend.
But it sounds like there's a lot of people excited to fish. That can be inner healing as well, man. There's nothing better than just sitting in nature, even if you're going by yourself in the middle of the woods, doing some fishing.
Oh, yeah.
Just don't fall in the river, though, if you're by yourself. Nobody there to save you.
Lake Cumberland. Is that here in Illinois? I don't know. I haven't heard of that one. Your number brain ain't a word, Jeremy. What's your number? Skillet.
I did a job last week for a customer, and he said that he had already reached his limit of crappie. He said he had caught like 300 crappie in February, and he had already, he's already stocked up in his freezer. So it sounds like it's been an amazing season for crappie fishing already. With the warmer February we had.
Yeah, I bet, Sherry. Elisa, this is funny you say that. I love walking trails too. When I was doing counseling, sometimes we would go out and do. I would take them out when we have a spirituality class. I would take them out, and we would go out in the woods. And try this yourself. What I would do is on the way in, I'd have a certain point where we stopped. We'd go in. I'd tell everybody, be very quiet, don't say a word, and listen to everything you hear. And then when we got to that point, we stood there and talked about what we listened to. And then on the way back, I said, now let's do the same thing, be quiet, but look at everything you see and pay attention. This was a mindfulness technique and exercise. And then when we got to the end, we talked about that. And it kind of showed everybody about being mindful and how, there's so much happening around us that we don't even pay attention to. And that's, part of staying in the moment and being, that helps healing that inner self, that inner spirituality, because we're paying more attention to what's going on around us rather than where we're going or where we came from. If I'm worried about where I'm going, I'm in anxiety. I'm worried about where I came from, I'm in depression, and those are two places I don't want to be. If I stay here in the moment, I'm a little bit more focused and I don't have so much depression and anxiety.
And thank you, Christina. That was a gift from Country Boy. My hat was. And Jeremy, it's all right if you're not around anymore. I just think about you, make sure your health's doing okay, and that's why you're not around much anymore. But
yeah, I see you around in different places, Jeremy, and I check on you, and I haven't actually messaged you in a while. It's been a bit, so maybe I need to do that. But yeah, I do check on you. And I know you're around. If you're not, I will check on you. I will text you, and I will make sure you're okay. Either way, Jeremy, much love, brother. I love you. Home Skillet. Home everyone's doing well and having. Hey, Shane, what's going on, brother? Same to you.
The sun's shining and
getting better. Yes, there's sunshine outside. It looks also nice and warm.
A lot of my health issues have disappeared in the last week. I was pretty lazy this winter, and my body kind of fell apart. My digestive system, my back, and then I have a rib injury, and I finally took some ibuprofen yesterday because my rib injury, everything else been fine, but my rib injury actually gets stuck in the back position, and then it starts to pull on my chest, and then I feel like my chest is compressed, and I get some spasms, and then I get really bad anxiety. So sucks getting old, people, but I know a lot of us deal with a lot of different things, but just being active is really beneficial in your life. And I've just realized that the last 2 weeks. I'm like, man, just moving around, even walking or just leaving your house is so more beneficial,
Yeah, and and a lot of us, it's hard. I know the past couple of years when it got to my point where I couldn't work, it put me in a depression too, because as a man, I felt less than. I felt worthless, and that's one of the things. Our mind can play tricks on us, and it doesn't mean I'm worthless or I can't do anything. It just means I'm limited today, and that's part of acceptance, is having acceptance that, I just can't do the things I used to do anymore, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I just need to stay active, and that's what I haven't been doing in the past couple of years, but I'm just starting to do, so I can not deteriorate, because if I keep moving, things are going to move around. It's kind of like keeping the maintenance on yourself. You leave a car sitting forever, it's going to take a lot to get that car going again. So, if I stay active, I don't have to get active.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Hell yeah, the best stress, anxiety.
Also, the weird thing is too that this rib injury I have, anxiety makes it worse. But when the rib injury kicks up, then anxiety gets worse, and it just makes a big vicious cycle. It sucks. All from I call it a loose rib because I can move this rib, and some of the ligaments on it got a little weak from me being lazy the last 6 months.
Yeah, I could have a lot to do with it. We don't like to move. And that just shows you how the whole entourage of everything.
Yeah, I mean,
we have pain.
Go ahead.
If we have pain or our stomachs or our health, all of our health together, they coincide with each other. Yeah,
I mean, I lost some muscle mass over the winter from being lazy, and when you lose that, your body, has to adjust, and sometimes ribs start to move.
All right, Mama Rochi, you have a good day, hon.
Yeah, we'll see you later. Yep, you gotta get some good shoes. That's why I always get New Balance. If you get New Balance shoes, you never go wrong. They're always so comfortable. My feet never have issues. I know there's some other people out there who love New Balance too.
Oh yeah, balance is important.
No, New Balance. It's a shoe company.
Oh, New Balance.
Yeah, I've bought. That's the shoes I've worn for probably 2 decades now. I love New Balance. Help with back issues.
Prayers for speedy healing, Gene. Speedy but healthy. Morning, Alan. What's going on, brother? You too, Nicole. If that's you leaving, if it's you saying someone else, then I'm glad you're still here. Damn. Yeah, Jeremy, that coughing can really be stressful. Cheers, Valerie.
Yep, that's why the old Willie Nelson, he had to quit smoking and move to edibles because he couldn't take the coughing anymore. Skechers Air. I've never tried those, but I'm sure those sound pretty comfortable. Unfortunately, I have the widest feet you can get. I got 4E feet, so I have to buy certain shoe companies. I can't just wear any shoe. They have to be 9.5 4E. My feet are so wide.
I wear double E.
I think that's what made me fast because I was a sprinter. I ran track and field for 3 years, and I was a sprinter. I'm actually pretty fast. I was pretty fast. I don't know if I still am, but
I could. And my coach actually in PE asked me. He says, I'd like you to try out for the track team. He says, because I always beat everybody in the fucking races. There was one other guy that was, me and him were neck and neck a lot of times. And we went back and forth. Other than that, I was pretty much the top. And even in high jump, I was really good at high jump, like first or second in that too. And he's like, why don't you try out? And I'm like, no, because I was a stoner and a partier and I smoker and I didn't do any of that. I wished I would have. That and played golf. I wish I would have played golf in high school.
It was fun. I had 2 people that I ran track with that both ended up in our school Hall of Fame for track. So I got to run with them, and we won a lot of medals, a lot of events because of those 2 guys, and especially our relay teams. Our 4x1 relay team nearly went to state, but
I think I pushed sports away because I tried to talk my dad and let me try out for football. And he wouldn't let me because he said I was too small and I needed to make sure my grades were good enough, which I could get straight A's if I wanted. I was a partier and I didn't go to school much. When I was there, I made straight A's, but when I wasn't there, I didn't. So it coincided to about a C, B average. But I just it's just not the route I took at that time.
That's funny. It's funny, Shane, you mentioned that because when I ran from the cops once. This is when I was 15, and it was me, my brother, and my brother's friend, and we were doing stupid stuff in an alley. It was like 2:00 in the morning, and a cop had rolled up the alley with no headlights on. We didn't see him until he was about 15 feet away from us, and I took off running, and I was so much faster than my brother and his friend that I got like half a block ahead of them. And they're like, the cop said, freeze or I'll shoot. I heard him yell that. I'm like, this cop is not going to shoot us over curfew, My brother and his friend stopped running, and I just kept sprinting. So, yeah, I definitely ran from the cops a few times too. And I would have got away if it wasn't for my brother getting caught. I couldn't he have been fast too.
Hey, Cameron, what's going on, brother?
Man, if I would have been by myself that night, we would have got away because I smoked the cop. I was like a block ahead of the cop by the time I started running.
Yeah, but that's got to be difficult, Jeremy.
Yeah, it has to be.
Hi, Deb Rose.
Diane, I have a few cop stories.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's quite a few of them. Hi, Betty Joy. I didn't see you slip in here.
Like the one time the cops told us they had a house party surrounded, that they didn't have the house party surrounded. I snuck out a side window and ran off, and they didn't catch me. I always think it's funny when they show up to a big house party full of teenagers and they're like, don't try to leave. We have the house surrounded. And like, there's just two cops there.
I'm awesome and getting better, Cameron. Hanging in there, buddy. Waiting for the move, waiting for things to fall in place, and just, being here and being present in the meantime. And the next right in front of me at the moment in time, and the rest falls in place.
Jeremy was the fast, fat kid in the neighborhood.
Fast, fat kid. I've known a couple of those.
How you doing, Cameron? Doing well.
They end up being running backs.
I guess the moral of the story is we all have a cop story, and I guess that's okay in life.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
I even know cops who have cop stories about running from cops. And then they end up becoming police officers themselves.
I had a friend of mine that I went to high school with pulled me over and gave me a speeding ticket one day. And he goes, man, I hate to even give you a ticket. I said, hey, man, you're just doing your job. I get it. I said, don't feel upset about it. And we were sitting there bullshitting there for a minute, and he's like, yeah, remember the time we did this and that, and I was like, yeah. He goes, man, it's hard to believe I'm a cop now. I said, yeah. I said, it's pretty cool. Well, more power to you. If that's the career choice you take, then, and he wasn't a dickhead. He was a fair guy. And after I think he was in it for about 6 or 8 years, and he got out of it because he just didn't like being a cop. Ended up being a lawyer, I think.
Hell yeah. We'll give this Lions away here at the hour mark, so 5 more minutes. And then we'll give that second hashtag.
Nicole says I do. No, I do.
And talk a little bit more about inner healing, too. So I also didn't play that commercial. Anybody who donates stars during this live, I kind of want you to know where it goes. So I'll play this little short video, too, to kind of explain that. Hey, guys, it's Dan, the Mushroom Man. Just wanted to remind you that if you donate to those Facebook stars, all those donations will go to Fungi and Friends school program at Great River Mushrooms and Herbal. And that school program is where we bring hands-on skills into the classroom to children and teach them about the fungi kingdom and the knowledge to grow those mushrooms. Again, learn more at the website greatrivermushrooms.com, folks.
What the hell,
Again,
Dan? I clicked on the learn more button and it didn't do nothing.
Oh, well, you can't do it obviously there, but
I know, I'm kidding.
you go to the website, you can learn more. But there's some pictures of there from when I did it once. But again, that's if you donate stars to Dan Baird, the Mushroom Man's accounts. Rasta has his own stars as well on his live. So just want to remind people that if you donate stars to me, that's what it goes to. And so far, I think I've raised about $20 in star donations. So I much appreciate everybody who's donated and to help me start that program where we're coming to classrooms and teach children how to grow mushrooms. I have a lot of really big plans with that program. And we have a lot of massive upgrades to Great River mushrooms. If anybody didn't see yesterday's post, I know that I've been quiet with the mushroom business for like a week or two, kind of. And that's because I'm planning a lot of big upgrades in my facility, which if you follow Great River Mushrooms page, you'll see over the next few months. Heck yeah. Hey, Betty, how you doing? Right, Shane, you know what the interesting thing is? My story is I actually was going to be a cop too. When I was 19, I was in the military, and I actually went to my unit for the random. I didn't know it was coming, but a random piss test. And back then, I actually tested positive for cannabis, which was equal to about cocaine back then. I got basically honorably discharged out of the military. And I got my scholarship at a local university to become a cop taken away. So that changed my life a lot at that point, that mistake. But I did at one point want to become a cop as well. But I don't think I was meant to be that. I think that was the universe correcting. Because today, if you got caught in the military smoking cannabis, it's not a big deal. It still surprises me that they spent all that money training me, and then they honorably discharged me for a little bit of cannabis. But I didn't become a cop because of that, and got into construction instead.
Funny how life takes us different routes. I got out of high school and I just went straight into construction and became a welder. My dad let me fuck around for a couple years before he got me in the apprenticeship of the Boilermakers, but I was still doing construction before that, framing houses and roofing and shit like that. But it's just weird, how we have one dream or whatever whenever we're kids, and sometimes it just doesn't go that direction.
And then you think about it later on in life, and you're like, well, that's weird now, because that wouldn't have fit my life's purpose. Like being a cop, it would not have fit my personality or who I am or my beliefs or anything. So
right,
don't regret it.
And sometimes the spirit, the fate, or whatever it may be, our destiny, it shows us what it is. And it's up to us sometimes to grab onto it and follow our meaning in life, our purpose in life.
Yeah, that's always why bad things sometimes happen. That doesn't mean they're disasters of your life. Because I actually remember when I came home and my mother knew that I'd gotten kicked out. She was so disappointed and mad at me. But in the end, it was something I was not meant to be. Hank, that is the truth right there, Hank. You're right.
Yes, sir.
You can make six figures if you work for a union, 100% in construction, but you got to put in a lot of work. It's not an easy life.
Right. Yeah, I did it for 13 years. Well, about 20 actually. A lot of it was under the table too. But I was a Boilermaker for 13 years, Hank, and I got beat up real bad, and I had to quit. I just couldn't physically do it anymore, and I just tried doing other work for years, and finally tried counseling, and just right now with my back, I can't sit too long, can't stand too long. That's why a lot of times, guys, you'll see me moving around, and I'll get up and walk away for a minute. So I got to get up and move around because my back won't let me sit down too long or stand up too long.
Yeah, I know some construction workers whose bodies have paid for it, but so that they deserve definitely to make a good living. Construction workers, in my opinion, more than cops, because for the improvements on society, it takes a toll on a construction worker's body. But without them, we wouldn't be able to improve our society, our streets, or anything. Our place would be in shambles.
I know. Bass backwards, ain't it, James?
That's why I got out of the physical part of it. I got into a management position at a construction area, based construction.
Same here, Justin. That's the way. My dad had a best friend that framed houses, and when I was from junior year on, I was either framing or roofing, helping my dad's buddy out, and actually he was helping me out, learning me work ethics and stuff like that, and I just went straight into it. I love construction. If I could do it, I would still be doing it today, but my body says different. My mind says, "Come on, let's go." My body says, "Fuck you, sit your ass down." I try to start a happy medium.
Right. I started construction at the age of. I actually had a job at 14, and I had a friend whose dad owned a construction company. And we were wrestlers, and we were pretty strong boys, football players, wrestlers. So I went and helped them one whole summer, and got paid like $23 an hour as a 14-year-old. That was a good job, but that was all prevailing wage job for a whole summer. But yes, that was my first encounter in construction, was that really young age. But made really good money that summer.
Oh, I bet.
Maybe I got addicted to it. I'm like, wow, you can make a ton of money doing this.
Yeah, we didn't need that shit. I was in them boilers breathing all that dust and then welding fumes. I didn't need respirators or knee pads or fucking back braces, and half the time you barely get me to wear my damn safety glasses. But those I tried too much because my eyes are important to me. Good morning, Sunshine Donors. How you doing?
A few more people get in that Lions Man giveaway. I'm gonna give it one more minute, and then we'll hit that giveaway.
Michael Whale, what's going on, buddy? You'll have that from time to time, Miss Lynn. Oh yeah, carrying buckets to footing. Oh, that's a pain in the ass. I barely had enough ass for that.
And the ingredients inside of the mixing concrete will dry out your hands or give you concrete burn. So anybody who's done concrete, if you ever had concrete burn, that is horrible and very, 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 very painful to get concrete burn.
I know, right, Justin? That shit won't hurt you. Fuck it. I remember one time we was on this job down at Alton Powerhouse, and we were taking out some equipment so we can replace it with some new shit. And all the place we had air arc, which is taking a weld out with carbon and blowing it. It blows dust and shit all over the place. They're like, go in there and do this. And they're like, oh, and we had some stuff that looked kind of like it could be asbestos, which you can't tell by the naked eye. So we took them a chunk and asked if they would, have it tested or whatever. And they did. It was like, no, that's not asbestos. You'll be okay. We get about 3/4 of the way through the job. We're just about done. And they come in there and pulled us out and said, you guys can't be in there now. You got to we have to have it abated and all this and blah, blah, blah. There was a lawsuit, but it never, I don't know if it ever went through. But I know I've been exposed to it many times over the years.
Yeah, for sure. Some of the stuff I got exposed to.
I don't know how many times I've welded on lead paint. Or when we were kids, everything had lead paint on it.
All right, but let's hit this first giveaway here. I'm gonna hit this hashtag. Good luck, everybody.
Good luck, y'all. For Alan Shepard.
Alan,
I know he's here. He just commented. Good luck.
Oh, you just commented right there. Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Congratulations, Alan.
30 seconds before. He also said good luck.
Right. Hell yeah, buddy. Send Dan your address.
We also got some wind chimes. Wind chime background music. Huh. I like a good wind chime. I don't know about you, but I could use, if they weren't so damn expensive, I'd make a whole garden of wind chimes, but some of them are like hundreds of dollars.
Oh, yeah. You can make them yourself, but you got to find all the right gongs.
Yeah, I've seen some of the giant ones, and I look at the price tag, and I'm like, it'll say like $250, and I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, we got chimes outside. You can hear them.
I can hear them in here.
Yeah. I was going to make wind chimes out of a bunch of ammo shells, but they don't really cling very loud.
Chimes are so relaxing.
Yes, they are.
Let me get this
speaking of chime, I use chime. And if anybody, just put this out there, if anybody wants to start using chime, let me know and I'll send you a link. And you can get, we'll both get $10. And if you actually make a deposit, direct deposit, or have your check or whatever direct deposited, we'll both get $100. I just found that out the other day. Sometimes they have a deal. My wife told me that for $175. You have chimes in your yard, Valerie? Hell yeah, those are. It's just nice being out there hearing the chimes in the wind. Sometimes we gotta bring our chimes in because it gets too windy and it'll blow them off the fucking hooks outside.
Dude, that's actually a good embrace growth. I just looked up what green represents, the color green, since it's St. Patrick's Day, and that's actually what green represents.
That, and you know, that's a good question. Just a question for everybody, and I'll tell you mine. What is your favorite season and why? Mine is spring because it represents new growth, regeneration, and all the beautiful colors. Now I get it in fall. I like the weather in spring and fall, but I get fall, you know, is getting rid of the old so you can bring in the new. But I love that regeneration stage and that just a new start of the year, you know, just kind of refreshing yourself and recharging.
This will be for a crystal. I'm trying to find a green one. Let me see if I can find it.
Embrace growth.
That's pretty cool. We'll do that. Let's do a green elephant.
Oh, hell yeah.
That'll be today. This is for the embrace growth. I always like an elephant anyway, so it's a little elephant crystal.
Hi, honey. Here's my beautiful wife, guys.
Hey. So that's what we'll do for
yeah,
this
those elephants with their nose up are good luck, I hear, too.
So we're going to give somebody some good luck with the elephant crystal. That'll be the embrace growth hashtag. I believe that is a 2 inches tall crystal, too, to give you a perspective. The elephant. Probably about that tall. I'd put it in my collection. I put it in my little collection back here of all my crystals. I got all kinds of good stuff. That awesome skull from Valerie, too.
Hell yeah.
Valerie has some awesome crystals. Which I need to get back on there and get some more of them high-end ones. Because you have a lot of high
color too, Doris.
Collect elephants. You collect them, you might win them. Then you might have another one to add.
A friend of mine collects them too. She's an elephant lover.
Well, that would
I got a rhino pipe, Lynn.
That thing's cool looking. Oh my.
It's got the bowl underneath and you smoke out of the tail. Got a power hitter on the side. Patty got me that for my birthday or Christmas. Can't remember.
I'll tell you, I watched that show on Netflix. I think it's called Blown Away. It's that blast blowing show where they make stuff. And then they're like, one person gets eliminated each episode until they have a winner.
Oh, wow.
But it's pretty cool that they don't make like bongs and stuff. They just make artwork out of glass, and they have like a theme each episode. But man, there are some talented people out there who make art with glass. It just blows my mind what they do in that show.
Good morning, Facebook user. I'm not sure who that is.
Get her done sideways, everyone. It sounds like something Chuck Rock would say.
But there's the link, Facebook user. Get her done sideways. Oh, that's Jennifer. Hi, Jennifer TD from Get Her Done Sideways group. Hey, Paul Kurtz, what's going on, brother? Cool. I had a rhino pipe. It was smaller but cute. Awesome.
Oh.
But yeah, there's a link, Jennifer, if you want to go to that and click on it and give it permission to see your name. Then you can get in the giveaway. Otherwise, the StreamYard won't collect your name. Me who?
I lost it.
What's up?
Had a good.
No, Paul, you're good. We can see your name. It's just Jennifer Cheedy.
Found it. I think I found it. I found this website. It actually has 50 intriguing spiritual concepts. It's a comprehensive list of key terms and phrases for spiritual transformation. And they have I've been using it for a couple weeks now to get ideas of what to talk about, but there's some interesting stuff on there. And one of them is today's subject, which is inner healing, and they have some interesting things to talk about on there. I gotta find it again. 50 different items, and then it actually talks about 50 items, every item in detail. So it's pretty awesome. It's place to find a lot of spiritual stuff.
Oh yeah, what's the site? Hi,
Everything.
Len. I'll look out. I'll keep my eye out for one too if I see anything.
Actually, it's pretty easy. It's www.michaelteachings.com. And I don't know what it is. It doesn't seem like a guy trying to sell a product. He just lists all this information on here. Because there's not like any ads or anything running, I see.
Oh yeah, Shane, that's good. I'd love to see sticks.
Where is inner healing?
Right, Paul?
Inner wisdom, inner peace, and inner healing. And like I said it in the comments, inner healing refers to a process of emotional, psychological, or spiritual transformation that occurs within an individual. It involves addressing and healing emotional wounds, traumas, or unresolved issues from the past that may be impacting one's mental and emotional well-being.
Yeah, healing, recovery and healing is definitely an inside job.
And I didn't realize that until I did mushrooms, and the mushrooms gave me the awareness. Basically, I had an awakening that happened that began my inner healing. And awakening is going to be a subject we'll talk about further down the road. And what happens when you awaken, and how you think your consciousness of the world changes. That's how you really know when everything you believed before just all of a sudden changes. That is usually an awakening. And an awakening can start an inner healing, like it did in me, to understand why I developed bipolar, and then try to move on, past that and understand myself better. But that is the power of magic mushrooms. In reality, is that it gives you an awareness like no other to be able to awaken and then be able to inner heal and understand why you behave the way you do. It's based on a past trauma. If you have the awareness to understand that, you can begin to heal. Then Rasta he's familiar with that now too, with using the mushrooms to become aware of things that need healed.
Absolutely, it's all about that intention for me, and getting to the crux, because if I go into a hero dose or even a microdose for that matter without any intention, my mind can go all over the place. But if I have something direct that I'm going towards, my mind's going to focus on that, and I'm going to get some answers, or at least some awareness.
Yeah, it's amazing the power of awareness does. Like, you can be going through life and think that you know everything, but then all of a sudden, when you become aware or you have an awakening, you're like, my whole life has been bullshit. That's what it feels like. And it kind of was, maybe you were living in this based on everything that you were taught in the past, based on your parents' beliefs, and not who you really are.
Right.
And a lot of us are like that. A lot of our parenting skills are like that. We kind of try to make our children the way we are, but it's not on purpose. It's our, this is the way we are as humans.
Yeah, I'm doing the best what we had. I'm not a father or parent, so doing the best what my parents could with what they had. He was taught a certain way, so he tried to do best he could, maybe even improve it a little bit. But it's just it's a trial and error thing, and we're kind of programmed as kids.
Yeah, I'm definitely the black in my family. I am very much different than my brothers and most of my family, and I've had to embrace that instead of trying to force it. Like, hey, maybe I am like them, but I'm really not, and it's okay to be different than the rest of your family.
Len, it's I didn't mean that as a scary thing. Microdosing, it's not that I go all over the place. It's just when I microdose, I like to have that certain intention. Microdosing, I don't get a buzz off of it. It just gives me focus. Having an intention helps with the microdosing. Now, in the hero dosing, I try to have that intention specifically, especially because it's a little bit more strong and your mind could wander a little bit. Just go into it with a positive attitude, and you should be okay.
Remember, it also is strain based too. So there are strains out there where they may not take you to a place, the place you're talking about, And then there are strains out there where you will literally lose all control of everything in your mind, and that can be kind of scary for people. So it's really a lot of more strain based too, in finding the proper strain or the proper product on the market. And I actually yesterday saw for my first time a legal product, a mushroom product that is sold in Oakland, California. Somehow my friend got a hold of it and I saw it. And they actually, what I noticed they do, it's a mixed mushroom blend. It's not one specific magic mushroom, and they actually seem to make a blend of it. And my friend she actually did mushrooms last week, and I was really worried about her trying it again because she kind of had a bad reaction. But it seemed like last night she had a lot better reaction because it was probably a mixed blend which can be very helpful when you actually mix up a blend. But that excites me for the future of legal magic mushrooms on the market because they seem to be a lot better for the things that we need to use them for. Because a lot of times you may get a mushroom that just kind of sucks, and then sometimes you get a mushroom that takes you to a place that is very scary. So, you never know what you're going to get.
But either way, the way I look at it, and the way in my experiences, sometimes it takes us to a place where, it's a little scary. Maybe even it's a place we don't really want to go, but it might be a place we need to go. It's something our brain is telling us this, we need to heal from this. So here you go. This is what you got to deal with, and sometimes it could be a little overwhelming and scary, but doing that helps us come out, and you're going to come through the other side. It might be a little scary, but you'll come down off of what you're feeling, and you'll be able to deal with it a little bit more with some awareness and maybe some answers. I think I said that right.
And I do, and from my experimentation and my doing mushrooms, I will say that people who seem to have more serious gut issues are more vulnerable to having bad trips. A lot of the times my bad trips are more related to my gut bacteria than to my actual state of mind. And I will say that if you do have a lot of gut-based anxiety, you can have issues with the mushrooms taking you to bad, places that we consider bad trips. So it's good to have a healthy gut too, as well.
Have a good meal before you eat,
so you can properly digest them, because these mushrooms, they seem to interact with our bacteria in our stomach, in our gut, in a profound way, I think, because that's where serotonin is made. And mushrooms are actually produced. They actually help us produce serotonin. So I'm assuming there's an interaction there, a pretty profound one.
Absolutely.
So it's also good to make sure your gut is in order if you want to have a good trip.
I ain't afraid of no ghosts. Well, no, it's all totally up to you, Shane. We're not going to hold you down and force anything on you. We're just sharing our experience, strength, and hope.
Yeah, Jeremy, I have a strain that's actually like that, and I have friends who are scared of it. It's actually the Burma strain. I still have it, but I don't have any. Still have like 10 grams left. But this Burma strain is strictly for inner healing. That's what I only use it for, is when I need to let go of something in my past. Do I take the Burma? Because it's not. Every time I take the Burma, it is not an easy experience, but the outcome of it days later is so amazing. It just helps improve my life a lot. But you have to go through very difficult situations while on the mushrooms. Lemon Tech helps a lot. Yep, for sure, Shane. That Lemon Tech is usually how I take it too. It helps in my digestive issues that I have. But I'm getting healthier. My gut will get healthier with time. It takes years, sometimes 5 to 10 years, to get your gut back in order after maybe you destroyed it. But the body can heal itself.
That won't work.
If you give it the right things to heal itself. Again, you can't expect your body to heal and not give it the things it needs.
Yeah, I want to try that Lemon Tech procedure.
Hero dose, I would always say 4 to 6 grams, Bob. most of the time, that from what I've read on the labeling of legal products, it's 4 grams. Because it basically says if you want it, I saw this product yesterday say if you want the walls to melt, take the whole chocolate bar, and it was a 4 gram bar, and that's literally what it said on the package. And this is a legal company.
That's, about 4 or 5.
It's actually a legal company called Polka Dots. You can check them out online. They have a website, but the website takes you somewhere else. And I think they do it for legality reasons. It takes you to a legal site where they can kind of advertise their mushrooms. But they are a company that sells legal mushrooms in Oakland, California, and I think other places. But pretty cool packaging. I thought it was very awesome how they're like the dosage was based on, they take 2 grams of it, and if you want to feel good, take all 4 grams if you want the walls to melt.
What do you mean by parasites, Kathleen?
If you have parasites, it's probably never a good thing. So I'm not really familiar with parasites, and how to get rid of them. But there are a lot of detoxes out there that work great. I know that you can look online, and there's a lot of great products on the market. I believe that the product that Rasta sells is a detox. The Juice Plus, isn't it?
Yeah, this Juice Plus stuff is good for detox, and it gets all the. See, a lot of times we don't know the allergies in our bodies because we're always eating this crap, and it just don't really sub. But when we do without it and start eating healthy stuff, it lets us know. And then we go to try that stuff again. It lets us know that, hey, that's not really good for me. It's starting to make me. That's what's been making me feel like shit. Since I've been taking the Juice Plus, it's been helping me with like a detox. I'm just working on the sugar. That's a hard one. Like today, I'm not having any soda. I'm going to have my coffee. I had the 1 cup, and the rest is going to be water. So, I'm trying to do some changes, and but yeah, it helps with the detox. It's got all kinds of all natural products in it. I don't know. It talks more. I'm still learning about it, so I can't really say for sure how it works. But I just know it does, and the research is in the website. I'll have to look it up. I'm gonna do a live later and talk about the Juice Plus a little bit anyway, and just kind of announce it that I'm doing it now. So if you guys are interested in Juice Plus, get a hold of me.
That's why I don't eat raw meat, or that's why I don't eat raw fish too. I've read too many stories about parasites and worms living in raw fish.
No, I don't do raw.
I'm like, our bodies were meant to cook food. Like, we evolved to eat cooked food. Our stomachs don't really like raw stuff. Now your dog can eat it, but not us, because a dog's stomach is their stomachs are way more different than ours.
Yeah.
But man, cook your food. You'll kill all the parasites.
What up, Jamie?
That's why I'm not, no matter how much somebody tells me how great sushi is, and it's becoming a lot more prevalent too, because our food is becoming polluted. There's a lot more worms in natural fish environments now.
I had sushi once, and I didn't like it, and I won't ever eat it again. It just tastes weird.
The only way you can get a worm inside of you is if you eat raw food. There's no other way they can really get inside of you.
Yes, you can.
You have to get that tapeworms from that raw meat.
It reminds me of the Three Stooges. Curly used to say, "Give me burnt toast and a rotten egg." He says, "I got a tapeworm. That's good enough for him."
Yeah, it's crazy. They can survive your stomach acid, but they can, and that's why you have to kill them before you eat them. Kill them with some heat. But my friend ordered sushi yesterday, and she's like, "It's not all about raw fish." And I'm like, "Well, maybe I need to explore these sushi places more, but just not eat the raw fish." Pork too, yeah. I do like my burger a little bit medium, maybe a little bit under medium, but
Not my burger, but my steak. I like a little bit of pink in the middle. I can even handle maybe a slight bit of blood, but not really.
It's hard to get medium in a steak nowadays because steak's expensive, and now the markets are cutting it so thin. Like by the time you cook it, the whole thing's fucking brown.
I know. Well, we have an IGA kind of deal of like a mom and pop grocery store down here in Taylorville. They got their own butcher. If you can get your own butcher, that's the greatest because you can go there and have them cut it thick.
Yeah. It sucks that a lot of these. I was going to the market yesterday. A lot of the meat prices are it's crazy. Like $7.99 for ground beef. Just wild. So that's why I've been trying to eat a lot more fish. Seafood prices actually went down. I noticed that shrimp prices went down like $1 for frozen whole shrimp. And I'm like, well, okay, well, maybe I need to eat more seafood now. Like the price of red meat's going up and the price of seafood seems to be going down a little.
Yeah, Bob, I would say right there, when I'm feeling tired a lot, when I'm stuck mentally, that's a good time indication that, yeah, maybe a good hero dose would work. And make sure you go in with an intention. Like, pay attention when you're stuck mentally. If you can figure out maybe something in there that's going on in your life that's bothering you, maybe use that as your intention, maybe. Just a suggestion. Other than that, just, maybe go in there and think of a question. Sometimes it helps to write it down and put it by you somewhere where you can look at it once in a while and go back to that question. I'm not sure about the ketamine. I hear that it's not very healthy for you. I don't have any experience with it, so I can't tell you. And I haven't done any research.
Yeah, my magic mushrooms are about 10 times stronger than ketamine, so that's just all I really know about it. So if you take your magic mushrooms, it's kind of a similar effect, but magic mushrooms are just a lot stronger.
And isn't ketamine synthetic?
Yeah, it was meant to be a horse tranquilizer, and they found out it had psychedelic.
Sound healthy to me.
I don't know if there's any. So the biggest thing, one of the most profound things about magic mushrooms is they actually go into your brain. There's this part of our brain. I can't remember the name of it, but it's basically where our personality lies. It's where our ego lies, and the magic mushrooms seem to completely silence this portion of our brain. And there's data and MRI scans that back this up, that this part of our brain actually goes silent. And this is where our ego is. This is where the voice in our head comes from. This is where our fears come from. So when you actually take a magic mushroom, in science terms, it actually silences this portion of your brain and allows you to embrace things that you otherwise couldn't. And like the fear factor, the fear is one of the things that on a daily basis that hold us down. They control our life. Fear is a normal thing, but it also holds us back. When you take a hero dose, that fear most of the time completely disappears because that portion of our brain goes quiet. That's why I like magic mushrooms over ketamine, because that does not happen with ketamine, that effect of silencing that portion of the brain.
Yep, the hippocampus. And that hippocampus is also a big part of the stress regulation system, and it regulates that cortisol release. And if that's not working right, like sometimes our mental health, if we're off, and we get stressed, that's what creates that anxiety and stress, because our cortisol levels are messed up. Our stress regulators are messed up. There's 3 parts in the brain that works, and it ends up in the frontal cortex. And next thing you know, we're kind of off. Sometimes a good hero dose and some microdoses will reset that. And that's what helps with me. Anytime after a good hero dose and a regimen of microdoses, my stress levels go way down, because I'm able to regulate it a lot more and think and respond rather than react, and focus on what I need to rather than stressing on shit that I can't control.
Yeah, it's actually in the center of our brain too. So science has shown that anything towards the more center of our brain, it becomes more important. Our brain is trying to protect it. So the fact that it silences something that's at the center of our brain means that it's actually slowing something down that has this profound effect on us. So.
Oh, absolutely.
I can't remember the name of it. I'm drawing a blank on the actual name the default mode network. There it is. That's what they're calling it now. And the default mode network is actually where your personality, your ego, your fears, and all this lie. It's the portion of our brain that holds another important organ in our body.
What up, Alex? How you doing, brother? Mythic Genetics in the house, guys. If you guys want some fire fucking genetics, go to Alex. He's good stuff, easy to grow, great price, and he's a good guy.
Jeremy, you should be able to just search Dan Baird and then search it should say Dan the Mushroom Man. You can all in parentheses. I don't know which live you're in right now. I comment, but I don't know. White brain matter disease. I'm not really familiar with that, Perry.
Heard of it, but I don't know what it is. Is that from? Well, I don't want to make any assumptions. So, what causes that, Perry? Well, I'll say what I've heard it or what I thought it was. Is it or can be? Can it be from years of drinking too much? You're on the Rasta page, Jeremy. Well, hit the like button before you take off, please. Dan Baird is a Baird, and I think it's Dan, not Daniel. You have no idea? All right, I'll research it. No biggie.
Well,
yeah, everybody's on Dan's page. Let's see if I can go over there and put the link in there. Sit tight for a minute, buddy.
I'm not really sure what strain's best for PTSD, Bob. I know there's a lot of science that we still have a lot of research to do. I only know about 4 strains, but I'm really just getting there. But what these strains allow you to do, it's really more or less your environment and your approach to using the mushrooms that really matters more than the actual strain. If you're looking to heal from PTSD. So if you shoot me a message, welcome to give you some YouTube videos to watch that'll help you understand what I mean more as the approach and actually the environment of using the mushrooms. Because it's really about that. What the mushrooms do allow you is to do the same thing meditation does. Meditation allows you to go into your subconscious and be aware of things otherwise you wouldn't have. So meditation actually does the same thing to your brain that mushrooms do, but not all of us are capable of doing that. It takes 10 years for a monk to get to that point where he actually can do the same thing a mushroom does. He can actually silence his brain, his mode network, that word I can't think of again. And it's pretty interesting when you look at meditation versus using magic mushrooms. And that too, that's a good thing to talk about with even cannabis. Alex is really familiar with cannabis strains for PTSD, but I think he was talking about magic mushrooms, Alex.
Yeah,
it's always good to have that information that there are great strains for cannabis too to help you with PTSD.
Absolutely. The terpenes in the cannabis plant, guys, if you guys don't know, there's so many different medical aspects that you can use. Different terpenes help with different things. Alex is a very smart, intelligent person when it comes to that. I learn a lot from him. So if you guys want to know more about it, hit him up.
Or that indica for pain and PTSD.
Indica. That's my favorite. Indica.
I got some purple loaded up here. That smells like straight blueberries, so it's really good stuff.
Mama T. Sorry.
And hit that hashtag too. We're giving away a little green elephant crystal. Celebrate growth and celebrate St. Patrick's Day. I'm actually Irish in descent. I'm Irish and German. So, but I don't drink anymore, so I don't really celebrate it.
No, but we got corned beef and cabbage going.
Well, damn it, I didn't plan that far ahead.
Hi, Can Grammy.
Hey, what's going on?
Can Grammy, Ashley Huffman mentioned you was interested maybe about the Juice Plus. When and if, I think she gave you a website. If you're interested, whenever you're ready, no pushing, but just get a hold of me and we can help you out, hon. That'd be the one to check with, Lynn. That's my mentor, and I told you if I have a question I can't answer you and I'll go to somebody, Alex is the person I go to. Yes, ma'am. Fucking bossy ass lady. Damn.
Man, now you're making me hungry. I guess it doesn't have to be St. Patrick's Day to make corned beef and cabbage, and I'll just make it later this week.
Yeah, true. Patty's not real big on it, so we don't have it but once a year.
You guys keep saying you made it. Now I'm like, I love corned beef and cabbage, and I'm like, I haven't made it for a while, and it sounds delicious. And they're probably sold out the market anyway. You go on St. Patrick's Day, they're probably all sold out.
Yeah, they're pretty on.
I love sauerkraut. I love cabbage. So I do like cooking cabbage, and then I like eating a lot of sauerkraut, but I don't eat it enough like I should. I've made some interesting recipes in the past, like a Reuben. I made my own Reuben once, and that was so delicious. I need to do more of that.
Good Reuben sandwich, yes. Made right. Man, that damn about killed me.
Well, cheers to you. I'm going to do one now, but this is some flour. Cheers.
Right on, buddy. I have two pages, Bob. They're both Rasta Rhino. My digital creator page is the one with no space. And the other one's my other regular profile. But either one.
It's right. Alex, it seems to be the more St. Patrick's Day has become more of a, to the media and to our society, more of a drinking holiday.
Yeah, being a drinker all my life, I always related St. Patty's Day to a drinking day. It's always time to drink.
In fact, our city we have these two bars in our area that's called the 505, and they open up at 5:05 a.m. St. Patrick's Day for people to start drinking. And it's been happening for about 30 years in my town. This is an annual thing, but now there's like 5 bars that do it. I don't know. I don't want to get up at 5:05 in the morning to go drinking. I enjoy my sleep more than that.
Mama T, I'm sure it's going to taste wonderful.
The only thing I'll wake up for early in the morning is to go make money. But,
Hey, Oz, what's going on, brother?
what's going on, Oz? How you doing?
Welcome to the show, my friend. It's just our Sunday spiritual day that we just get together and talk about a certain topic and never stay straight on that topic. We always wander around to whatever, recovery or mental health, whatever comes. Sometimes not even either one. Sometimes we'll talk about just whatever's going on.
Yeah, usually our subject matter is usually about 30% of our conversation, I'd say, usually. So it's not, we just usually have a subject we talk about that we kind of have a theme on, but we don't always talk about it the whole time. All right. It's shameful that I actually bought a shrimp last night. It was actually, the package is usually $8.99 for a whole package of extra large shrimp, and it was actually $6.99. So I bought it last night and I ate the whole bag, and I feel great today. And I think I feel great today is because I ate that shrimp.
Hi, Pam.
I don't know about you, but I'll sit down and eat a pound of shrimp like it's nothing and be like,
Oh,
"Where's
yeah.
some
Give me some fucking popcorn shrimp there and some cocktail sauce. Fuck. Or even some peel and eat shrimp. Or,
Yeah, I like peel and eat. I don't like them to have anything on them. I like just the taste of shrimp, maybe some salt and pepper, and that's really, and some lemon. I do like it with some lemon. You gotta squeeze lemon and squeeze it on it.
I put a little bit of lemon in the cocktail sauce.
Yeah. I wish if I lived in the South more, I'd be eating seafood all the time. But I know those people in Mississippi be having crawfish boils all day. And I'm like, where are my neighbors having crawfish boils? I'm coming over. But see, around here we don't have that. Like crawfish boils happen here and there, but they're not like down south where it's like a ritual. And you can buy them cheaper because you are closer to them. After ship crawfish up to where I live, we have to pay a little more for shipping.
I've never had it. I'd like to try it sometime. I hear good. It sounds gross the way you eat it and stuff.
You gotta have it fresh though, and I've watched a lot of documentaries about how they process that. You gotta eat it fresh, and that's why they like literally catch them and process them while they're alive, so they stay fresh.
In 5th grade, I went and stayed down with my mom, my real mom I stayed with my grandma for about a year, but I went and visited my real mom. And her husband, he took me out crab fishing, and we took raw chicken, threw it in a pantyhose and tied it to a rope and threw it out like a thin line, threw it out in the fucking water, let it sit about 10 minutes, and then just slowly pull it in. You can feel that crab on there. And you slowly pull it in until you can get a net on him. That was pretty fun. I'd never done that before till then.
Catch your own crabs. That sounds awesome.
Anthony Larry in the house, the Smoke Freezer King.
What's going on? Courtney, how you doing today?
Coconut.
Happy St. Patrick's Day. I got a little bit of green hat on today. We got this hat I got from Country Boy. Thank you for the gift. Appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, I got mine too. It's a little big, but I'm going to wash it. See if that'll shrink it up. Wash it and dry it.
Coconut shrimp. Whip out the tablecloths and pour out the coffee. See, I'm just missing out. I need to take a vacation to the South. I've been to the South, but my South experience was Arizona and Texas. So I don't consider that the South that you're talking about, you know. I need to go to Mississippi, Alabama. I've never been to those states before.
Party like a shrimp.
Eat that crawfish all day.
Yeah, I'd like to use a crab cage, or would have liked to use a crab cage. That'd have been a lot easier. But I think he was just I was a little kid, so I think he was just showing me how to fish for myself if I didn't have it or something. I don't know. But it was pretty neat, or maybe he didn't have one, or maybe they were already out. I don't know. He did a lot of fishing and shrimping. I remember he was showing me how to throw a shrimp net, and he popped his tooth out. He goes, "That's not how you do it. Make sure you release."
You're gonna take me crabbing. That sounds exciting.
Hell yeah.
You can do all kinds of shrimp fishing. Forrest Gump told me so.
Well, he's got to go south to do that, Karen. So he's going to have to stop and pick me up along the way, if that's all right.
I think of that Forrest Gump movie when he talks about shrimping.
I know, right?
I think it was in Alabama that was the movie took place in. Yeah, it was Alabama. Because he played for the University of Alabama. So we went home. We started us a shrimping business. I need to watch that again. That's a great movie. One of my favorite movies, Forrest Gump.
I agree, Canna Grammy.
You agree that Forrest Gump's a great movie? No.
Yeah, I agree with that too. But with her saying the South and Louisiana, Mississippi, and Arizona or Alabama are different than.
Yeah.
Texas and Florida.
I think you can quote anything in life to the Forrest Gump movie.
Yeah. Bayou La Batre. La Batre. You know, I want to come to. I know, right, Karina? Okay, road trip. We're all going to Karen's and we're going crab fishing.
Forrest Gump is from right down the road where I live. That's awesome.
Cool.
That's the true South. It's always what I call it. The Forrest Gump.
Yep.
How it's in the movie.
I was born in Florida, but I was raised in Illinois. Still have a heart of a Southerner though. Not Florida Southerner. I think I should have been born in Arkansas or Alabama or one of them. Where my heart is.
I don't know where I belong. I think I was born in the wrong era. Like maybe I should have been born like 2,000 years ago.
Yeah, I feel that sometimes, and we probably were. And this is our next life. Good morning, fellas. I'm not sure who that is, but good morning.
Morning.
Facebook user. See if I can find you.
Bayou La Barte is where Bubba Gump Shrimp Factory is. So there's actually a really shrimp factory that's really named that, which is awesome if somebody took advantage of that, because I know there's people who do that in movies. Like when there's a fake name in the movie, somebody does it in real life and takes advantage of the promotion part of it, which is a genius idea.
Susan, you were born in Miami? I was born in Avon Park, Florida. It's Highland County, Sebring, Avon Park, somewhere around there. Born and raised in Ohio.
Heck yeah.
Oh, garbage bag full of live stream. Hell yeah.
He says garage bag full. I think he meant garbage bag, but he didn't.
Right.
He didn't fill your whole garage full of shrimp, did he?
Damn.
He's like, you want some shrimp? $20 shrimp. He brings over a semi and he unloads and dumps it in your truck or in your garage. Born and raised in Ohio.
Florida days. Janet says my Florida days are over. Yeah, I don't care to go back down. I do want to go down there to see where I was born and check the place out and see about my real dad. I never met him. My father raised me. So I was just something curious to go down and check out the area where I was born. And plus, I want to go visit some people down in Florida.
I prefer to visit culture. Like I like to visit the South because of the culture, in the Northeast because there's a different culture over there as well. In Cali, or cultures are a lot more interesting to visit than a tourist destination.
My heritage is from the Carolinas down on that East Coast, and according to Ancestry.com, and that's where I learned a lot of. That's where I found my real dad. That's how I learned different things and do the ancestry. We were early settlers. We were in the Carolinas area, Florida, and even up some in the all up the East Coast, basically, but mainly Southeast.
I didn't know that, Abby. I didn't know that. Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
Cool, Abby.
Sorry to hear that, Facebook user. Hope you're feeling better. I don't know who that is, but good thoughts and vibes your way.
Can't agree with me. If I go down to Florida, you bet your ass I'll come see you. Trying to find out who would watch it.
Right, then you go to the north. You go to the northeast or northwest. I guess there's culture either way. But northeast.
Oh, it's Queens. Okay.
I've never been to the northeast. I've never been to New York or Boston. I met a lot of people from Philly in my life, especially when I was in the military.
Beans, I'm saying prayers for you, brother. I hope you get to feeling better, my friend.
I was stuck with the craziest guy from Philly at my unit for 4 months, and I learned a lot about the life of Boston. Boston, Philly.
There's the link if you want to go get your name in the drawing, Beans. Go to that link and give them permission, and then you can get in the drawing for the
greatest thing I love about New Mexico. I've actually been there. I've been to Carlsbad Caverns, but I don't think that's in New Mexico. I think that's in Arizona, Carlsbad Caverns. But man, there's just natural beauty in that state. That's really when I think of New Mexico, I think of really natural beauty, nature, and
hi Corey.
There's probably a lot of culture there too.
Or Lauren, whichever. Joe Kelly, what's going on, my friend?
Joe Kelly in the house. What's going on, Joe Kelly?
Cheers, Valerie.
I got a bowl loaded already. Cheers to you, Valerie.
Yeah, I'm know where'd my lighter go. There it is.
Seen all 48 states through a semi-truck window. Huh, there you go. You've done more traveling than I have. I don't remember how many states I've been to, but not that many.
I've never really been to a lot. I mean, Florida and back, whatever you hit on the way, and Vegas and back, whatever you hit on the way. Well, back. I flew out there and I rode back with a friend back from Vegas, and it was nice. Got to see a few states, Arizona, Texas, Colorado, whatever. I don't know. Went to the Grand Canyon. It was pretty cool.
I went to El Salvador it was about 10 years ago, and I was there for 15 days, and that was the most intriguing traveling I've ever done. And now I haven't left the country since then, and I really want to again. And I have this goal in my life. It's on my bucket list to visit Kenya, and I want to go to Kenya for some reason.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Well, maybe
Michael, he doesn't sell the magic ones. He just for his business, the magic or Great Bird mushrooms, just gourmet mushrooms. He just basically talks to his recovery with magic mushrooms.
Yeah, but I always try to find, I get mine from the black market just like everybody else. Unless you live in a legal state, then you can get some legal ones.
You ride with your dad a lot, Chris, or Oz? Just woke up. Oh yeah.
And I also, when I travel, I like to go with mission trips. So there's a lot of interesting nonprofits you can travel with. And the interesting thing about doing nonprofit trips is you get to do things that normal tourists don't get to do. And I just love seeing that part of the world and that part of going on a mission trip with some kind of goal instead of just going to an area just to be a traveler.
Fiji.
There's also this one where you can go to Madagascar with this nonprofit, and you can work with all these animals trying to save the animal. And then you can also sign up for this 14-day trip on a yacht with 14 other people, and you island hop for 14 days with a gourmet chef on board. And it's only $600 for this 14 days. And but those things with these trips are that's like where else could you do that, unless you do it with these nonprofits who have these extra packages on board too. But that'd be interesting to do. Take a 14-day hop through Madagascar Islands with a gourmet chef on board. And it's cheap over there. It's like $600. To do that for 2 weeks sounds like an amazing deal. But over there, the dollar goes a lot further.
Yeah, I bet.
In any country, really, you can buy T-shirts for $1 when you go to any Central American country. A shirt in America is $25 here.
Yeah, absolutely. Hi, Eric. Hey, thanks for the tag and the highlight, Corey or Lauren.
Yeah.
Which one are we talking to, Corey or Lauren? Or both?
Lauren. So cheers. Cheers again. Well, Ross, cheers too.
Cheers, y'all.
Cheers to you. Cheers to me. Cheers. My coffee got cold. Darn it.
Roll top desk, Glenn. Roll top desk.
Also, we were talking about inner healing, and I told you I found this awesome list.
Oh, yeah.
And, there's 5 things that begin inner healing. And like we were talking about earlier, self-awareness. And obviously self-awareness healing begins with self-awareness as individuals become conscious of their pain, past experiences, and patterns of behavior. And I think the patterns of behavior are the most important, to realize that you may be in a vicious circle that is causing some mental health issues, and getting out of that vicious pattern of behavior.
People, places, and things help with that. Yeah.
And then the second one is emotional processing. It involves acknowledging and processing emotions related to past wounds or traumas, allowing for emotional release and healing. And obviously, that's part of the being self-aware, and why, this happened at 5 years old, and this is why I am the way I am as an adult. That's, kind of relating your past wounds to who you are today. That's really what being aware is. And mine is very simple. I just had, I actually developed bipolar when I was around 4 to 6 years old, and the magic mushrooms made me aware of all this. I've had plenty of magic mushrooms experiences where I went back to my childhood and relived these moments, and it's helped me understand that that I had a 4-5-year-old childhood where I was very lonely, didn't have a lot of friends. I was not close to my mother or my father because they were having issues of their own. And it helped me relate my trauma to those experiences as a child, and then help me move on, past that. So it's important to know, hey, this is why I am the way I am as an adult. This is why I have these triggers to somebody else's behavior towards me is because of what happened, at this age of 5. And that's hard to do as an adult, to realize that is really, honestly, really, really difficult, in my opinion. I would have never been able to do it without the use of magic mushrooms. And to relate those two together is very difficult thing, in my opinion.
Lauren, that is amazing. That's 36 miracles.
That is
I just, not to brag or anything, but I just celebrated 10 years, and every day is a learning experience. If you ever need someone to talk to, I don't care if it's 4 o'clock in the morning, try to hit me up or blow my phone up, whatever. Just call me on Messenger or whatever. I know how sometimes that can be. So just know that I'm out there. I'm here to help. And I get it. The recovery has been nothing but amazing for me. But it's one day at a time. Just for today, hon.
Give that an applause.
Oh, yeah. And we don't have to talk about it to everybody, Oz. That's one of the things me and Dan do, because it's kind of we share our experience, strength, and help let people know that they're not alone and that it can be done recovery as possible. But, we don't ask anybody that they have to share everything. It's a personal thing. It's a personal journey. So
it's not easy. I'll tell you that if you watch my old podcasts, but from 2 or 3 years ago, I have some old ones. I actually froze up on screen talking about it because I started crying. And so even to talk about it today, it takes a lot of times, a lot of actual talking about it, to the point where I don't, start crying, when I talk about it. So I definitely understand the difficulty. And the ability to move past that takes a lot of time.
It does. And you know, Lauren, the good thing about recovery is you get your feelings back. The bad thing about recovery is you get your feelings back, and you don't know what to do with them all. So
yeah, I've learned that. I've learned to embrace that pain and then understand it instead of letting it. You know, I want to control the pain, not let it control me.
Absolutely.
I'll do tear up a little bit, and I still have to blow my nose here and there.
Hell yeah, Alfred. That's awesome, man. I'm so happy to hear that. I did not know that.
It happens at the farmer's market. I'm very open about why I started my herbal business, and sometimes I even start to tear up at the farmer's market talking about why my past and understanding it. When I get very personal with people who want to understand how to take medication correctly, herbal medication.
Have a blessed day, Karen. Yeah, I get that, because you know we remember the depths that we were in and what we came out of, and I think that is amazing to and it's just touching our hearts whenever we talk about it, because we know the depth of the seriousness. If we didn't change, what could have happened?
Right. I gotta get to that.
I get that too, Oz. And I've had it used against me, and that's why I'm careful about some of the people I get in depth with. Otherwise, I won't give them the time of day about it, because I don't trust, and it's got to be a trusting thing for me. General advocation and awareness like this and is different, but I don't get into the deep stuff too much unless it's somebody I totally trust and I know it's not going to be used against me. Yeah, I get that too. But that's awareness, and that's growth right there, Oz. You're aware of that, you know, and sometimes, you know, I use the 3 A's. First, I'm aware of it, then I accept it as it is, and then third A is I take action to do what I can to make it better, or at least manageable.
Yeah, that was
That's where I graduated high school.
The third step in that inner healing too was forgiveness and compassion. Inner healing always involves practicing forgiveness towards oneself and others, and cultivating self-compassion for the pain experienced. I always say that it happened for a reason, and it molded you into who you are. And you're like, well, hell, I wouldn't have these beliefs in my head. I wouldn't be who I am without experiencing that pain. And being able to move past that.
My latest lesson was my last mistake. And that's the thing, if I learned from all that stuff, all that misery, and I can take that misery and turn it into something positive, like that anger, turn it into nice, that's a miracle.
And I always say that coming back out of darkness into self-healing and inner awareness actually is how you become a shaman in the ancient societies. People who actually became mentally ill and then came back from that would actually become shamans in society, because they had that knowledge and skill to help other people. So there's a lot of things, good things that can come from encountering darkness and then, you know, coming back from it and healing inside and knowing that better days ahead.
Absolutely. You know, and that's you know, I talk a lot about that. She says be thankful for every day, because today's the day we're looking for. It's the only day we got. You know, I can't do nothing about yesterday, and I'm not in tomorrow yet, but I can handle that when I get there. But I can only take action right here in the present moment. And for me, that's where the God of my understanding is, and that's where all my spiritual principles happen, whether it be hope, faith, trust, all that, you know, willingness, perseverance, all those happen right now. I can't do it yesterday, and I can't do it tomorrow until I get there. That is awesome, guys. I love all the recovery time and the sober time. That is amazing. That's one of the things I talk about on my show during the week, guys. Is, is letting people know that recovery is possible and it has no limits. And that's why I advocate for it, recovery from addictions, and me and Dan both for mental health. And, you know, and it's just an amazing thing. It's been an amazing journey as you hear both of us talk about where we've been and how we got here. It's just, it's a fucking wild ride, you know. And I got a coin. Where's it at? It talks about, what's it say? It says on the front, life is a journey, not a destination. In the back, it says, personal growth is not a journey of 1,000 days or a journey of a lifetime. It is a journey of one day at a time. And that is so true. And that's what I try to live by.
Well, Chris, I understand that. I've only been in 2 serious relationships my whole life, and I think the reason that I seem to not want to date is because I have lived alone most of my life, and I live better alone most of my life, and I can do everything myself, and I'm a different kind of person, I guess. That's why I said I think I was supposed to be born 2,000 years ago, because having a husband and wife actually wasn't a thing until recent society, when we kind of made it a thing. And so back, 2,000 years ago, but I'm not sure everybody was in a relationship as it was today.
Oh, Jamie, I'm sorry things are going that way for you, bud. I wish there was more I knew about that. Maybe we could help. I don't know. I just one day at a time is the best I could think of, trying to find those triggers in life and the things that are make us feel that way, and try to make changes best we can, one day at a time. Hell yeah, Doris.
Yeah, bipolar also makes it hard to be in a relationship too. I will tell you, I am difficult at sometimes to handle. So that's an issue that I've had in the past too, but it's something I've worked on, and I'm now in a lot better place to be able to date and have a healthy relationship.
We got each other. That's right, Crispy. Oh.
That's another thing about awareness, is even in the relationship, is being aware of your own issues and triggers and insecurities, and not blaming the other person when those things happen.
Mm-hmm. Amen, Karen.
And I guess that's part of being in forgiveness and compassion and inner healing. That's the fourth step in inner healing. It says is letting go and acceptance. And this may also entail letting go of negative beliefs or self-limiting thoughts, and accepting oneself with all vulnerabilities and imperfection. And that's the bad thing about bipolar too, is you're a perfectionist. I see it all. That's why I make a good employee. If you hire me anywhere, I make a good employee, because my attention to detail, my mental illness forces my attention to detail. No matter what I do, I try to do to the best of my ability.
Lauren, try to do something for me. I try not to say I'm bipolar or I'm ADHD or even I'm an alcoholic. I try to say I live with bipolar, I live with these diseases or disorders, and I live with alcoholism. Because if I say I'm bipolar, I'm defining myself as that disorder. It's just a person first language, and language is important to us, because if I keep telling myself I'm bipolar, I'm going to think I'm bipolar. But if I live with the bipolar, then I'm living side by side with it, and we're equal, and we're working on it together. And that's one of the things that kind of, it's a mindset, like a mantra. That person first language helps us get out of that definition of who we are.
I find it the modern woman, I really find it hard to communicate. That's what I see in the dating world, is the lack of communication. It's just gone. People are stuck on social media or on their phones, and communication has just gone out the window. Like, if you have a problem, we talk about it, and those issues seems to have gone out the window.
You're welcome, Lauren. One of the first things they taught us as counselor, I was in a training class, and they said, "Yeah, who are you?" I said, "I'm. My name's Bruce Reinheimer." I said, "I'm an alcoholic," and blah blah blah. And they said, "Oh, well, stop right there." I said, "What?" I thought I was in trouble. I said, "No, you are Bruce Reinheimer, like you said the first time. You live with these things." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And it made sense the way she explained it, like I just did. So. Oh yeah, Christy, that's awesome.
Bogeyman.
We can pick each other up, and we can be there for each other. The thing is, we can carry the message, but we can't carry the person. But we can be there. And I tell people that I used to work with, I will walk side by side with you, and I will hold your hand in the dark spots, but I'll be damned if I drag you through it. Because dragging somebody through it, they're not ready, and it could drag you back down. So just let them know that you're there. Sometimes we have to detach with love a little bit and wait till that person's ready. But they know if we plant the seed, they know where to go when they are ready. And gently plant the seed. Otherwise, they won't come to that source. Gabe in here? Hi, Gabe.
Oh, I think I forgot to tag him. That was the only person I did.
He was in here earlier, I think.
Oh. That's the first thing I used when I started. 2000 is when legal became recreational legal in Illinois, and I could actually go to the dispensary and be like, "Hey, this weed's actually good for bipolar." So that was where my first journey started, treating bipolars and with more natural stuff. And now I think lion's mane has a more profound effect than marijuana does on. And as well as the mushroom therapy, psychedelic mushroom therapy, obviously has a very profound effect.
Mm-hmm. I think with the lion's mane, it's more of a long term, and it stays in your system, and it's like a medication. Whereas in marijuana is more of an as needed.
Yeah, and I read a new study on Alzheimer's yesterday that came out, and it said they've associated a trait with Alzheimer's now, and it's a speech. It says as you age, if your speech gets slower as you age, it is a very profound sign that you may actually develop Alzheimer's. It's actually because you're actually struggling to come up with words more to have a normal conversation. And they say that is a trait that is now strongly associated with Alzheimer's development. So that may be a really big clue now to help us to be like, hey, this person may start to develop Alzheimer's. Their speech is actually decreasing in speed. And I found that it was an interesting study. So
I wasn't laughing at you. I was laughing at this comment. It's just fucking just fucking hilarious. I don't know if I got
I think the lion's mane obviously keeps you smooth with your ability to say what you want to say in your mind, and as you age, that ability gets harder to do. So the lion's mane definitely seems to help keep that up. And from my understanding now, that may be how it actually prevents Alzheimer's. Is when your speed, the speed of your voice or the way you speak decreases, it seems to be a sign that you may develop Alzheimer's. But go check out that study. Just Google search Alzheimer's study. It should pop up because it just came out a couple days ago.
Mama T says, if it works, just do it. Just fucking do it. I agree. I had to add the fucking in there for emphasis, Karina. Yeah, Gabe's a good guy, and you know what? Scientific.
That story. It says scientists identify a speech trait that foreshadows cognitive decline, and it said that basically they found a trait in it that was pretty profound that can be associated with the cognitive decline, which leads to Alzheimer's.
Yeah, you know, and that between the lion's mane and now the turkey's tail and the juice plus that I take too, you know, my health is just in the past couple of weeks has been, you know, amazing. Week with the juice plus, with the lion's mane or the turkey's tail, it's been about 3 weeks, I guess, for that. But I can already tell the difference in focus, my gut health. It's just, it's like it complements the lion's mane so well.
Yeah, I think I'm almost to the point now where I may use cannabis less. And I got a vape pen, and I'm hoping that the vape pen will kind of make me use cannabis less because it's from Brooklyn Boys, and it's probably some pretty good shit. So I'm trying to cut down a little more, because I'm in a place in my life where, you know, maybe cannabis, because the the reason I used it was to treat bipolar, and now, you know, definitely always encourage cannabis use. But sometimes there is a point where you can cut down on the use of it, and I like the lion's mane effect a lot. You know, the protecting my brain with the lion's mane. Cannabis also does too. That's why cannabis it creates this film around your brain that actually protects you from the alkaloid beta, which eventually begins the deterioration of your brain. So it just does it in a different way. Now, lion's mane, my understanding is it does something similar, but in a different way. It protects the brain from the alkaloid beta, I think, breaking it down before it actually comes in contact with the brain. So,
well, I'll trust you on that, and I'll go with what Karina said. If it works, just do it. Just fucking do it.
well, they're all the
anyway.
The turkey tail, lion's mane, and reishi will always all be the same price. They're $13 each for a month supply, or $25 for 2 months. Now, I will have a mixed capsule as well, but obviously, if you want to take more of it, you're just going to have to take more of the capsules, because I can't fit, you can't fit as much powder in. But I will have a 3-mix turkey tail, reishi, and lion's mane that will be $13 a month, or for 60 capsules. That'll eventually be in a few months, I think. And again, Chris, if that's a problem, ask me about the 20% discount. I'm not afraid to help out a brother. I got a 20% discount code to help you save some money if you order from me.
Yeah,
I won't even ask any questions, because I have, like I said, all veterans, cancer patients, and anybody 65 and older is take that 20% code on my website.
Huh. I don't know about that, Valerie. I'm not educated enough on that to let you know. Hey, Maxwell. I will.
The only thing it interacts with, Valerie, and the lion's mane interacts with blood thinners. So anybody on a blood thinner, there is a very small study, but it was very inconclusive, that lion's mane can have an effect with blood thinners. So always check with your doctor there. That might be why your doctor told him not to. But like I said, it was a very small study from what I've read, and they didn't come to a conclusion that they were having a bad interaction with the blood thinners. But
hey, Ralph.
There's a chance.
I hear you, Christy. I'm still working on my disability case and struggling to get by, but I get by and I do the best I can. Just waiting for it to get here. Hey, nobody's here, guys. Just let you know, nobody's here. Hi, nobody. What's going on?
Oh, it is nobody. Hey, nobody. This is the only Facebook name. Here. Only Facebook name with nobody, I bet.
I would say, even though Dan doesn't believe me, nobody believes me.
I always try to educate people. I'm like, hey, here's a small study. of some of interaction with blood thinners and lion's mane. You know, believe what you want, and you can read the study too. But doctors are more liable to read studies because their insurance companies probably are like, you know, somebody could use this in court against us.
You know, I've thought about that, Alice, and I meant to talk to you about it, Dan. I need to do some research on that, giving lion's mane to the dog and how much is a safe amount. Because she's got bad hips and stuff like that and some arthritis. So it looks like she's starting to. So I wonder if that'd help.
Well, I remember from I read that dogs are more prone to being allergic to mushrooms than
All right,
humans.
Alex. Hit me up later, buddy. We'll sesh.
3% of humans are allergic to mushrooms, and I think it's much higher with dogs. It's like 30 to 50%. So you just have to be wary of that. Your dog may be allergic to mushrooms. But signs of a allergic reaction can be lethal in a dog too. So that's the bad thing about it. You know, they could have a severe reaction that could kill them. They could have a minor reaction where they may just start to itch their skin. That's usually a sign of a allergic reaction to mushrooms with a dog. Is the skin will start to itch. You'll notice they're itching their skin more.
It's one of the reasons why we're going to Homestead. I was get some land, and that way I got the land, and I got a place to live.
Let me look that up. So, what the percentage of dogs that are allergic to?
And see if it says anything about certain breeds, maybe. Damn. Sounds like my wife, Karina. She's got to take a million pills too. Not for heart, but well, some of them are heart. She didn't have a heart attack though. Yeah, doctors don't believe in that medicine. They'll tell you not to take the natural medicine because they ain't making no money off of it. But I say that at the same time, I also say, you know, do your research and make sure that, you know, because they're not stupid. They are educated, you know, pay attention to what they say, do your own research and, you know, go from there.
So from my understanding, this is from the American Kennel Club that says that they can be harmful to dogs and that there's no nutrient benefit to giving your dog mushrooms, and that apples and carrots are a better option if you want to give them more nutrients. That's what it says there. But I don't know about lion's mane because our bodies are processing things different than a dog, so I don't know.
Very true.
Then if they process the same nutrients in lion's mane as we do, because we have high, you know, dogs are smart, but I don't think they're as highly intelligent as humans are with our ability to, you know, communicate and our cognitive abilities. And I think the lion's mane really interacts with those neurons in our brain.
Definitely. Lauren, I will definitely be hitting you guys up from time to time, I'm sure. I have a few friends in the community that are homesteading. You, Ashley Huffman, does homesteading at her house. That not off-grid or nothing yet. That's what her goal is. But so does Chris Fisher, starting to do it. Ash Grows. So it's something I'm learning to do, to homestead and
hey, Mr. Burns,
semi off-grid.
We're gonna spin this, Patty. That's what I was thinking too. I was like, let's give this away here.
Patches, you gonna spin?
We're giving this in here in Breaks Growth. It's gonna be for a little elephant crystal. We got 58 entries. I'm gonna give it one more minute to hear people to get in.
That makes sense, Debbie. Yes.
We got 38 people in the house. Appreciate all the love today on this beautifully chilly Sunday for the weather we've had. But the sun is shining.
I'm lucky with a good one.
It's good to find a doctor who is more empathetic to helping you find natural treatments. And those doctors do exist. And there definitely are doctors who are pill pushers. So it's really just finding the right doctor. I actually prefer a woman doctor because you get that empathetic, more natural healing side. But everybody, you know, likes, whether they're like a male or female doctor, everybody's preference.
If I live close to you, Doris, I would. I don't know where you live. I forgot. You told me before, I think. But
I got a good doctor. She actually is. She's always intrigued by my mushroom use, and she always asks a lot of questions. She doesn't ever dismiss what I do about, you know, my magic mushroom stuff. And she just, you know, makes sure I do it safely and stuff.
that's what I've been doing a lot of lately, Lauren. We're going to do it this summer. We're going to be moving. So I've been doing a lot of research and stuff. Need to get me a couple books because I like to have the book right in front of me and look at pictures. Plus, might not have internet for a while.
All right, let's hit this giveaway here. Good luck, everybody.
Yeah, good luck, y'all. Exactly, Christy. It's who you're comfortable with. And if you guys anybody ever needs to talk, get a hold of me.
Deb Rose.
Deb Rose, are you still here? Oh yeah, congratulations. Yeah, I can't just hop over there and cook you a steak, Doris, or I would.
Hey, what's going on, Deb? Right there. There she is.
Oh.
Oh, that's not her. That's one.
No, there it is.
Hey, Deb. Just shoot me a
Congratulations.
message and get your address and get that shipped to you, that cool elephant crystal. But congrats.
T-Mobile Internet. Okay.
The music play. Let's go there. Attention dub. Deb Rose.
I'll definitely have to talk to you guys, Lauren. That's you guys have a YouTube channel?
That YouTube.
I'm also Rasta Rhino 23 or Rasta Rhino 74. I think it's 23 on or 223, or I don't know. Rasta Rhino on YouTube. I'm there somewhere.
I don't know why I won't find the picture again.
Yeah, no problem. I'm probably going to film mine a little, or record mine a little bit, and as I go, and just kind of share with the community. That'll be fun.
There it is. Let me pop myself up. I'll show you what you won there, Deb Rose.
Right on, Lynn. Ooh, look at that.
Elephant crystal.
That's like a jade, isn't it?
I'm not sure. It's green aventurine. That's what it says. Green.
Oh, okay.
Green. Oh, thank you. I got your message too, Deb Rose. Your address. Appreciate it.
All right, I'll check it out, Lauren.
Got a little bogeyman. Strain is called bogeyman cannabis. Chris, you have a good day. Thank you for joining us this morning. Well, it's not morning anymore; it's afternoon here. But
I was curious about that, Lauren. That Starlink works? I got so many fucking questions.
that would be awesome. Imagine you could do a live stream from anywhere on Earth.
That's what I'm wanting. Yeah.
Somebody even get a Starlink out and subcontract it out. You're like, hey, I can offer you Starlink services if you ever need to do a live stream in the middle of nowhere. for $100, and I'm sure people would actually pay that because it would be interesting to live stream from some locations, and not sometimes you don't have that capability.
Have a good day, Lynn. If you're still here, you probably already left.
I want to do some ghost hunting this summer. Something I've always, my rumination project goal was to always do some ghost hunting, and I want to buy some equipment and do some. I want to live stream the ghost hunt. Then that'll probably be cool. Where Rasta will be my host. He'll be the guy making sure they read the conversation while I'm walking through some dark cemetery.
That'd be fun as hell.
But I'm always intrigued with the science aspect of ghost hunting. I'm always more curious to like what the hell is really going on, and I've always felt that way my whole life about just going ghost hunting.
Absolutely, Alex.
I lived in a haunted house, and it was weird. There's this weird energy in a house like that, and I've always wanted to understand that more. Like these ghost hunters, when they encounter them, how come they never ask them, like, where the hell are you? Like, what? You're a ghost. Where are you? Like, how do you exist? How do you even communicate with me? They're all like asking questions about that.
Yeah, they have a book out called Haunted Decatur, and Decatur's a city just north of me, and there are 2 books actually on it, and they have a tour that you can go. They'll take you on a bus around town and show you different haunted spots and stuff. It's pretty cool. I've never been on it, but I heard it was right next to the treatment center I used to work at.
Yeah, I always approach everything to try to explain it, I guess, and that's my scientific mind has always been intrigued because I've felt the presence of ghosts myself. As a kid, we actually were playing downstairs once, and there's nobody home in our house, and me and my 2 brothers clearly heard 3 women on the first floor upstairs in our house. We heard their walking, and we heard them laughing, and we went up there, and there was nobody there. Like our mom was at home, wasn't working, and there's just weird stuff in that house happened that my brother still like, have no explanation for. And nobody liked to be in the basement. My dad built a bedroom in the basement. Everybody always hated to be in that bedroom because that's where all the weird stuff happened. And there was this cave underneath the house. It was a crawl space in the laundry room where you could crawl underneath the whole house. But if you look back into the hole, you wouldn't see the other side because it's black in there. And that always freaked me out as a kid, running through that area and not being able to see what's back in that hole. But Dolores, thank you for joining us again. We're not going to be live too much longer. I want to get along in my day too. I got a lot of stuff I got to do. I'm doing some improvements in my garden, and I'm really excited about that. I have a new machine I'm buying to help me mix my ingredients better, and it's a concrete mixer that's going to be down in my basement garden that will allow me to mix my mushroom bag ingredients more efficiently. Because one of the bad things that about 10% of my bags, I have to hand mix everything, so they may not be effectively mixed, and they have to be very well mixed when you actually grow mushrooms, way more than soil does, because the mushroom mycelium needs to have both ingredients in order to thrive in the bag. So. Got the store. Cheers again.
Cheers.
My roommate bought some dispensary. She bought some dispensary cannabis. So I'm just trying some of that. Some Bogeyman hybrid. That was weird. Some weird number trying to call me in the WhatsApp app. I don't even know who it was. Got blocked.
All right, McChilly, have a good day, brother.
McChilly. Cheers.
Holly Cat, you have a good day. Oh, nice.
I'm located
I'm in central Illinois, Lauren, but I'm going to be moving to Missouri. Southeast Missouri is where I'm going to be homesteading.
I grow all my mushrooms or my mushroom business indoors. You can grow them in outdoors, but you only have one season. Well, you have 2 seasons. If I grow them indoors, I have all the seasons I want because it's a controlled environment. So. But yeah, you can grow them on logs, but then you do have to compete with animals as well and bugs. You have to pick them before they do. I don't have issues like that in my tents. I deal with gnats, but they're not too hard to kill. Just gnats love. They call them fungus gnats for a reason because they love mycelium fungus.
Oh, fucking pecker gnats, what they are.
They thrive in it. They love that mushroom tent. So I constantly have to kill them off with natural essential oils. Essential oils usually kill them pretty easily. So, but man, they lay thousands of eggs. Before you know it, you got gnats everywhere. Those little pecker gnats. Did you know there's such things as sewer gnats too? You ever seen a sewer gnat?
Huh.
Man, they're a little bit bigger. And I see them sometimes when I used to do remodels and I take people's toilets out. And I literally found like 20 gnats when I lifted up somebody's toilet once.
Those are pecker gnats. Yeah.
I call them sewer gnats because they actually have longer wings and they're a little bit bigger. And I think they live in the sewers. I'm like, it was surprising me once. I remember lifting up somebody's toilet and there was like 20 gnats underneath it. I'm like, well, that's effing weird. But I think probably ready to call it a day on the live today. We've been live for 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Like I was telling them, I'm gonna go get that concrete mixer and put that together. I may do a live stream in the mushroom in the lab because I actually got a lot of stuff to do down there. I'm basically doing a big reset. I'm taking out everything in my mushroom fruiting chamber, and I'm going to take all what I have in there, completely bleach it out, clean everything, and then I'm going to start restocking it for the season. It's time to really start growing gourmet mushrooms.
Hell yeah.
But I hope everybody else enjoys the rest of their Sunday. It is kind of chilly here, but the sun's shining, and that's all I like it when the sun's shining.
Hell yeah. Good old sunshine.
All right. You got anything you want to say, Roston?
No, yeah. Well, yeah, actually, go check me out, guys, on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays at noon Central Standard Time. I do a show on mental health and addiction recovery and awareness, and different tools and tricks that I've used in my own personal recovery. And also, go give me a follow on my Rasta Rhino page.
Heck yeah. I think we'll just end it here with one of these outros, but I appreciate everybody coming in today. Appreciate all the love, and hope everybody has a great week as well. But we'll see you guys later. So you guys have a good day.